Hello and welcome to Caching Waves. This is an update on Cardano. These are my daily counts, and as you can see, looking for a 5-wave move down in an ending diagonal. Right now in the middle of this correction of the second portion of our third wave to the downside. Now I'm not going to cover these daily counts at the moment, but if you want to subscribe to the channel, I'm going to make it a priority to go over all the daily counts of the cryptos I follow at the beginning of each month. But let's head down to the hourly, the micro counts, or the 4 hourly for now, just to show you where we are in the structure. First, we had our first one wave down with the triangle in between connecting the two legs together. We then got our wave 2 up, and we hit between the 382 and the 50, which is one of our least common targets. We'd expect to come between the 50 and the 618 in an ending diagonal, unless it's a really weak market, which clearly has been as of late. So after that correction, we had a 3-wave move down, then a 3-wave move up, another 3-wave move down, drifting sideways, can't get anything going. That's what led me to my primary count of the ending diagonal. Again, we're pretty far through this third wave, just looking for another zigzag. Just looking for another zigzag down here to complete once we've completed this correction. And that's where we are now. Last video I had this trade set up, which I am still currently in. Stop is at this B low in the triangle version. But it's looking a little bit weak compared to everything else. So that opens up the possibility that we could get another low here. And I'll show you how that pans out here. First of all, if we hold here, I have this, I've recounted this as so we have 5 waves up here. It's a pretty clean 5. We have an A, WXY, for our B correction and our C wave here. And if we ended in 5 here and it's in, then we had a expanded flat here, because that's a pretty clean 5 I see there as well. So that's one way we can get finished, but not really getting any follow through here. So it's not looking the greatest at the moment, this trade setup. I'm still going to stay in. I'll let it stop itself out and probably reevaluate what kind of wave we get out here. But first of all, this could be a expanded flat, which is a 3. We get 3 here, and then we get 5 up as either a running flat where we don't make a new high above the A, or an expanded flat where we come back up. Other alternatives, and just the fact that if the top's here, we're expecting a 5-3-5, right? We can't end in 5 unless we completed there at the 5th as a expanded flat. We'd expect to come for at least another 5 waves down before a correction is complete. So what I did is took our retracement tool of this A leg, put on the 1.05, 1.236, and 1.382, and that's where we would expect a B wave to come. So I'm just gonna ignore the triangle at the moment. And what that would look like is we get our A, we get a B wave down here, and a C wave as either a running flat or an expanded flat. Let's make that blue, since our targets are up there in blue. And what that would look like is we have a 3-wave move here, 3 waves up, and then a zigzag here, basically a double zigzag as our B wave before getting 5 waves up, and then coming to the downside. So corrections are really tough. They can really eat you up if you trade these a lot. So I usually try and pivot right at the end of the corrections. I will trade in corrections, but it's more on the daily, on the scalps down at the 5 and 1 minute charts. But for larger term, we want to make sure we get some clear probability on our side. So if we come to the downside, I would expect just one more wave down into this orange area between 22.36. Let's see which one's lower. 22.19 and 23.59 on linear there. for our B wave before expecting that 5 waves up. And that would be my count if we fail to run out this triangle, if we get stopped out here. So I'd look for 5 waves move down to complete this as a second zigzag, and that would make this entire structure a WXY double zigzag. And then I would look for trend line break of this structure whenever it drops. Just showing you what I would be looking for in case I haven't made a video. So that comes down. I'd look for a trend line break with some pretty good volume and pretty obvious V cut. Look for a correction back and probably take that long, stop at the low, aiming for higher. And again, not to overcomplicate things, but that could also turn into a running triangle. This is where Elliott Wave can confuse a lot of people, but it's very helpful if you're aware of those things. So we get a double zigzag, and our B wave would just come over here, and then we get our C, D, E. As you can see, it would just get bigger. As long as we don't pass that 22.19 cents, all of these patterns are in play. And at the moment, the long setup is looking quite weak. I'm just going to leave it for now and look for that re-entry if it fails. All right, guys, so that's my update on Cardano. Thanks for watching. Got some good trade setups on some other cryptos if you want to check out the channel. But at the moment, I'll just let this one run, and if I get stopped out, I'll look for that re-entry in this area once those candles have printed out to give a good entry. All right, guys, thanks for watching.